What's up, dudes? It's your buddy, 5 Bar Doom, and it's bringing you a little strategy talk this Friday morning. Hope you're having a lovely Friday. Hope you got some foods lined up for this weekend. Here in Michigan, we got Friday night tonight. We got tournaments at Grady's. There's a goalie wars happening, and then after that, just like a regular DYP, both race to 7. Actually, I think goalie wars is like single elim race to 7. DYP double elim race to 7. And then Saturday night, they're doing the Mega Draw, and then they're doing the Bring. I'm playing with Pat Trainer. Should be pretty fun. And they're also, I think they're bringing food. Like, Fawad said he's making, like, mastacholi or something along these lines. So, so looking forward to that. Should be pretty fun little holiday party for the Michigan Foozers. And, but anyway, today I want to talk a little bit about practicing dead bar. Should you practice going dead bar? Yes or no? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. So the reason I bring it up is when I first started playing in like the early 2000s, everybody was like, do not practice dead bar. You know what I mean? And kind of at the time, and this is how I still practice, as if I practice. If I was going to practice, I basically do what I call like a 1 finger long, where you basically like, you'll push the 2-bar all the way to one side. So, like, you know, if you push the 2-bar all the way in, that's basically dead bar on, like, the pull side roller or on a pull. Or if you pull the 2-bar all the way to where it's on the bumper, that's a dead bar push side or, like, a dead bar push. So what I would typically do is take my pinky finger and kind of put it in between the bumper and the wall. You push it all the way in, except for that little like centimeter gap or so. That's what we call like a 1 finger long. And that's typically like the longest I would practice. And the common wisdom at the time was basically like, don't practice dead bar. And I think there are some things that make sense about that. Like specifically like you don't want your only long you hit is to be trying to hit a dead bar. Number one, you don't really need to hit dead bar all the time. But I think if you could, obviously, sick. You know what I mean? That'd be awesome. But I think the other thing about hitting dead bar is you're more, if you're going dead bar, you're more likely to miss it and hit the wall. Like you just have a very, very small window of, you know, between like hitting a perfect shot and blowing it. Whereas if you pull it a little bit shorter, you know, if you cut that shot just a tiny bit shorter, then you got a little bit more leeway. Because the thing is, like, if the man's not over there to block it, it doesn't matter if you go dead bar. It doesn't matter if you go dead bar. It doesn't matter if you go, like, 1 finger dead bar. It doesn't matter if you go, like, 2 finger dead bar. You get it on that side of the goal. If they're on middle on the other side of the goal, obviously it's going to score. And I think typically you're better off getting the ball on goal. You know, like putting the ball on goal is the very most important thing for your shot. It's like if it doesn't go on goal, if you spray the ball wide, you're going to have a 0% shot percentage. You know what I mean? So it's like if you're hitting dead bar like 1 out of 10 times and the other 9 times you're spraying it, you know, just that tiny bit long and hitting the wall, that's terrible, you know? But I did want to encourage you and I haven't really, like I said, I never really practiced. I need to practice more. But one thing that Beth and I would do for fun is we would have like, well, when we were drinking, we would do like we would go like dead bar for shots. And basically how it would work is you'd set up a dead bar pull and you'd each try to hit a dead bar. And then basically like the first person to hit a dead bar, the other person would try to match it. And then if you matched it, then the game continues where you keep trying to hit a dead bar between each other over and over. But then once you get to the point where one person hits a dead bar and then the other person misses 2 consecutive dead bars, the game is over. And then, like in our case, that person would pour shots. We're not really pouring shots right now, but it was like a fun game where you just like try to hit a bunch of dead bars. And the thing I learned from doing that I think is really important is if you never practice dead bar, you don't really know the feeling of hitting that perfect shot, like going long enough. You know what I mean? Because if you're a person that just sort of is like, you know, not hitting it super long, you're kind of like spraying it long, or the longest you ever get is like 3/4 out there. It's kind of not good enough. Like, you have to sort of aspire to hit a very, very good long, and I think like that 1 finger long that I described is essentially good enough. But even that is like just a tiny bit off a dead bar. So I think it is a good idea periodically to, push that 2-bar all the way in and hit that pull side roller. I don't even know if I can hit a push side roller, to be honest. I'm sure I do once in a while, like on accident. But for me, like a pull side roller is much easier to hit. And if I'm practicing a pull, like, I'll definitely hit some dead bar pulls. Like, you shoot enough pulls, you're going to hit a dead bar pull if you're trying. But anyway, I think it's just important to do it sometimes, just so you kind of understand like how it feels to get all the way out there. And then that can be kind of like the stroke that you aspire to. You know what I mean? Like day to day, you shouldn't be trying to hit dead bar every time, I don't think. But it is good. It's good to be able to hit it, to kind of know you can hit it. The other thing too is like if somebody gives you a reverse, you don't want to see that as like the impossible challenge. You know what I mean? It's like you want to, like, if somebody gives me a reverse, like I know I have some dead bars in the tank. Like it's, ideally if I go pull side, they're not on the bumper. But if I do go pull side and they are on the bumper, I got a chance of hitting it because I know I've hit dead bar pull rollers like a million times. So I'll keep this one pretty short. I would like to hear what your thoughts are in the comments. Like, does it make sense to practice going dead bar? Do you think you should do it all the time? Do you think you should do it never? Or do you think, like I think, that you should try to do it sometimes? Because I think if first of all, it feels cool to go dead bar. You know what I mean? It looks cool. It feels cool. And, it is like essentially the perfect shot, when you're going in that direction. So yeah. So to summarize, I think you should definitely, if you never line up a dead bar and try to hit it, definitely try. I think the other thing too is like, let's say you set up a dead bar and it's just like, wow, this is impossible, dude. Like, there's no way. That's good to know, because then I think if there's no way, if you feel like there's zero chance you're ever going to hit a dead bar, then it's good that you understand how far off you are from the perfect shot. Because even if you're not like consistently hitting dead bar, which the vast majority of people are not, even like, shut up, dude. There's always, oh yeah, I can hit dead bar. Shut up, dude. You never hitting dead bar. Or if you do, it's like sometimes. Some of these morons will be like, oh yeah, I can hit dead bar at will. No, you can't, dude. Like, even pros and stuff, get the fuck out of here. But I do think it makes sense for you to hit it once in a while. If you do hit it, you'll feel really cool. And then it's good to understand like the travel of your arm, what it feels like when you actually hit a dead bar, how long that actually is. And then maybe it'll feel a little bit more attainable to hit that like 1 finger long that, in my opinion, is what you should be practicing day to day if you're practicing. So anyway, that's it. What do you think about going dead bar? Do you think it's awesome? Can you do it? How often do you do it in a match? Do you think it's relevant to practice it? Do you think you need to hit it in a match? I'd love to hear what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.